Almost caught me there doing my J-Lo dance move. Of course, love don't cost a thing. Or does it when it comes to love? Is it love versus money, or can you have both? Of course, this is Heartbeat, and I've got some wonderful guests who's going to help us to talk about it. Is it love or is it money, or Anyway, I have three wonderful guests with me. First is Dr. Justice Appiah-Kubi, who is the Dean of Faculty at Dominion University. Next to him, we have the lovely Sister Derby, Deborah Vanessa. She joins us. And last but not least, one of my favorite actors, I say all the time, Mr. Ajese Anang, and they're all here. Okay, so take a look at this, and then we're going to get in the discussion. Okay, this is Heartbeat. We're getting into relationship and talking of love and so forth. So when it comes to relationships, love or money? All right, I'm going to start with you. Love or money?
I would say both, actually.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay, why both?
Yeah, because if I love somebody and I cannot take care of the person, or if the person loves me and she's not getting anything from me, of course, it's going to have a problem. You're going to have a problem. So I think it's better both.
Wow, okay, I didn't expect that from you, but Deborah, love or money?
Okay, so I know, or I thought we were supposed to choose one.
Okay. Yes. Both? I mean,
no, he was cheating. He cheated.
Oh, okay.
No, okay, so I would say love. And my reason being that you came to this world alone, you are going alone, you should be self-sufficient. If you meet someone who's also around your level, and it has to be love, because happiness is key. You can't be suffering and be pretending just because of wealth, because of partying on a yacht or sitting in a Phantom Rolls Royce or sitting in a Bentley, and then you are depressed. Happiness is key. You have just one life to live. So you will definitely get someone who loves you more, and then you also love the person or equally. And as I said, if you're around the same level, you work together, you support each other. And I'm choosing love first because people actually do find both.
Okay,
you find someone who's very financially stable.
You say if you're on the same level. What if you're not? Like you're a celebrity, you're a star. Would you date somebody who is?
Guy.
Well, yeah, maybe right now. Would you date someone who's a taxi driver right now?
Well, I've dated someone who was broke before, but what I'm saying is I wouldn't marry someone who is less ambitious, who is broke, or who is suffering.
So you date a broke guy, but won't marry a broke guy.
Yes. Yes. You have to look sharp. You have to think about the future. You have to think about how you pay your children's school fees and how everything will be okay. But you have to love the person.
Love is important.
Yes, love is important. Love is the first thing. That's why say right now I'm 30. If I was going for money, by now I'll be married. But good things don't come easy. So to find someone that will love you back the way you love the person, to find someone who will be your best friend and grow together, it will take time, but you'll find that person. So don't rush, because in the end you have both. You guys can be okay, maybe not stupidly rich, you'll be okay.
But you can.
But there's love there. That's the most important thing, because you need that friendship. You need that genuinity.
All right, Ajete, love or money?
Well, I'm not too far from Deborah. I think love makes the world go round. I'll even take it a step further, that unconditional love is paramount. But there's a but for me. I think that while we're seeking that unconditional love, we should also see in whoever that person is a potential, especially when they don't have money. That potential that this guy or this lady can better him or herself. Has certain qualities that you should look out for, disciplined, somebody who is not content with just where he or she is, but would want to improve on him or herself on a daily basis. So, ideally, having both, will not be bad.
In the same package.
Yeah, but of course, reality doesn't always throw both at us. So, Love, yes, but of course the potential to make some money.
Love the right person.
Love the right person.
Love the right person.
I want to throw a spanner in the works right now. I want to throw a spanner in the works because we live in a society where I think a question like this, most people will say the honorable thing, yes, is love and love and love. But yet we have a society where, just put something out there, maybe a young university student, she's female, and has her lovely young boyfriend who is also the student. He can't afford all the kind of things that she would like, and they have their sugar daddies on the side. We know it happens, it's pretty common. In that sense, are too many of us driven by the need of, okay, I have to have money? Is money everything?
Yeah, money is not everything, but actually what I want to say is that it depends actually the age. For example, if I'm like 30 years or 35 years and I'm getting into a relationship, of course I have to see that from a woman's perspective, because women actually want security and money is part of it. I mean, it doesn't matter how much you love somebody. If you are sick, for example, the person can't get money to take you to hospital, it's going to be a problem. So I really think that age also matters in terms of
so if you're young and you're a student and you'd have a sugar daddy,
okay,
you're not thinking about settling down, maybe.
Yeah, actually, it happens a lot in the universities. Being in the university, I think that the girl need a guy who has an ambition. Like someday, the person is going to be like his genius in class, or at least you can say yes, yeah. It's not a goofy guy who just playing around.
It's interesting. Speaking to everybody, the natural thing is the guy has to be the one that has money, or the guy has to be the one that has the potential. So does that mean that as women, you can have just be there and just wait for a guy to come along? Because it's interesting. What if the woman has more money than the guy?
That's also good as a woman, so that you can call the shots and you're not dependent. But it goes against a man's ego. So we have to be very careful with that.
Are you saying then that generally, even if you have more money than the guy, is a no, you can't do, because then his ego will get into play?
Well, I think there are some successful relationships like that. I can't even pinpoint one, but I think there's it's possible.
Jennifer Lopez, for example, her boyfriend is a dancer. She's a multimillionaire. If she earns 50 million, he earns maybe 100,000 a year.
You know what I think? I don't think that guy would be happy, like deep down. He would feel some way. You understand? Like, he won't be happy.
Okay.
Seriously. He won't feel like...
But he looks happy in his pictures.
Hey, say Instagram, there is a posing.
All right, we're going to take some vox pops of what you think out there on the streets, but join us right here back on Heartbeat in just a moment.
I would love the lady because she loves me back, not because of her money. But money and then material things are just mere things that it adds up to relationship. But what really matters is what the lady feels for you and what you feel for the person back. But with money, it will fade away. But with love, at least internally, it will stay.
Yeah, I think love overrides money. Yes, when you get someone you love, and the person is even not that rich, the fulfillment is there, and I don't think money can provide that fulfillment.
Love suffices everything. Money is nothing to me. If we are poor and then we are happy, I'm okay. But then I'm being rich and then not be happy at the end. So I'm okay with love.
Oh, I would prefer love to the money, because I would be happier with someone that I love, you see. But then the money, what if it just goes away? It wouldn't be worth it. Yeah, it would be difficult, but then at least I would be glad that I'm with someone that I love, who will try to get through everything.
Okay, so love don't cost a thing, but yeah, if you go on a date, let's just calculate. You take transport. If you go to the cinema, you buy 2 cinema tickets, popcorn, drink. Afterwards, maybe you take a stroll, you get into more transport, and then you take her home, and that's just one date. Love don't cost. I just say, you and your lovely wife, I love them, they're the most amazing couple ever. When you met, was it, did she support you even in moments when you didn't have money? Was money a thing for her?
Well, not really. Of course, the times that times were hard, and she had to put in her bit, but nobody knew. The our culture is that the guy is supposed to provide for the
Take
family.
care of
There are times
everything.
that she was doing that. Because it's not a perfect world. Sometimes you run into some hard times, but you see, there always has to be that balance and understanding whereby, as Deborah was saying, that look, the woman can be the one who has the money, but how does she make the guy feel? Because it becomes an ego thing, because culture would say that, hey, you're there and the wife is looking after you. There's a word that the Ghans use, they call it yakagbomo, and that's like you can't even look after yourself.
You're not a man.
Exactly, you're not a man. And so there has to be that balance and understanding for that to thrive. Otherwise, then it becomes problematic.
Okay.
I agree.
We have a system now. It hasn't so much come into Ghana yet, but certainly in the West, people do prenuptial agreements before getting married to say that, yes, what you come in with is basically what you leave. So in that sense, should people be signing prenuptial agreements? If, love is, if it's all about the love, would you want your wife signing a prenuptial agreement?
Prenup actually is almost like MOU. It's almost like MOU, yeah.
Yes.
The flip side, though, actually, it means I don't trust you and you don't trust me. And so it's just a matter of time that there will be a problem.
So you think you would be against signing a prenup?
Yeah,
But what if after you make your millions, she says, okay, I'm divorcing you, I got me a find a guy with a six-pack, and I'm taking half of your money?
That's the reason why before getting married, you really have to take your time to choose the guy or to choose the lady. Yeah, so because I used to say that before marriage, you have to open your eyes very wide. After marriage, you have to close your eyes very tight. Simple like that.
Okay, all right.
Hey.
Okay,
I like that.
Debbie, would you sign a prenup before marriage?
Charlie. When I don't have any millions. If I had, can imagine. But I'm saying the same thing that he said. That means there's no trust. It's some way. I don't know. I know, money is important and you don't want... Actually, I don't think I'll sign a prenup.
You wouldn't sign?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But this is the thing, though. When relationships do go sour, and often they do, people who are in love, have children, everything, we've seen or we've read about cases where it's bitter, it is dirty.
Maybe I'm saying this now because I don't have any million. I'm probably saying this.
You might change your mind.
Yes.
I just say, in terms of prenups, where do you stand on that?
Charlie, Nipa, you're bad.
Thank
Nipa,
you.
you're bad. So I think it's worth considering. I mean, I'm not saying that we should copy blindly, and just take a package that we're not used to. But it's worth considering and looking at, because Charlie, I've seen good people turn bad overnight, and things can happen, and so I think we can consider that.
Okay, culturally, I'm just looking at how we view love. There was just something that was on the internet the other day of Zoe Saldana. She's an American actress, very rich, very wealthy, and she's married to an artist who has taken her last name. Now, people are calling him crazy. Other people are saying that this is progressive. It's 2015. We've moved forward. It shouldn't always be about the man being the head. Women can also be the head. Now, looking at it from a cultural standpoint, you said it. The man is supposed to be the one that pays for everything, provides for everything. Do you think we're going to see that progression in Ghana right now, where a woman can decide to marry a man, she pays his groom price? Do you think we'll get to that point? Where for example, maybe he'll take her name? Are we ready for that?
I lived in Asia for quite a long time. In Nepal, the women normally actually in Korea, if you get married to a lady, the lady won't change her last name. So I saw that some of the guys actually, for example, if my last name is Kim, I'm looking for a lady whose last name is Kim. So that when we are together,
you have to change.
Yeah, if I marry one whose name is Park, for example, my name is Justice Kim, her name is Evelyn Park. So what is this? So they started. So I think it's always good for us to have the same last name. Yeah, that's what I think.
But would you? Are you progressive enough that you would take your wife's last name?
I don't know. But I don't think so. I don't think so.
But her name is nice, Mom.
But I don't think
Ghanaians are ready to do that. No. The man will be like, how? You know? Yeah, the pride is really strong here.
But people are saying that he only did that because she's way richer than him. If she was some poor lady,
so she's way richer than him.
Yeah,
right?
She's a multi-millionaire, and he's.
Maybe it's his way of expressing his unconditional love for her. Or maybe the same reason I have, that her name sounds really nice.
So you think her name is nice? His last name is Perego, which is also nice.
Perego. No. Okay, so on what we are discussing, what I always advise like young women out there or the youth out there is that, as I said earlier, just be self-sufficient. Like, be able to take care of yourself. I know in 2015 it's all about. Young girls want first class, tickets. They want the designer bags and things like that. They want to go to Dubai and chill and things like that. But where are you getting that from? If you have a boyfriend who you both love and you have all that, it's fine. As I said, you can find both. But don't be in it and be fake. You understand? Like, don't be in it and be fake and be deceiving the other person. You'll never be happy. And that person too, deep down, they'll have an instinct that you don't really love them. And you guys will not be happy. It won't end well. How long are you going to be fake for? Do you get me? So my advice is that be self-sufficient. If you have, passion for something, just work on it. You have your own money. And I don't mean you have to be a millionaire. You'll be okay. You'll find someone who's also around your level, and I mean either at your level or higher than you, Even though I'm saying go for love, don't go for someone who's broke and going to draw you.
Not ambitious.
Not ambitious. Someone who is depressed and will be drawing you backwards. You haven't even had your child yet. You are taking care of. You understand? So that's just my message. Because if you go in and marry a rich man just because he's rich and you want all the good things, the lavish life, and you don't really love the guy, kissing is a problem, everything is a problem. Like, you'll be like, Ash, and you go vex for the house, you understand? So happiness is key. Don't go and marry that person. When the person finds another young girl like you and they say, leave my house, where are you going? Do you have your small quarters you are going to? No. You haven't made, built your own house or bought your own house.
I just said, what do you make of the pressure of, I call it the social media pressure? People are putting supposedly amazing lives they have. Oh, my marriage is great. Me and my husband. Oh, me and my love. We're in Dubai. I see it. Oh, he bought me handbag and shoes, and he bought me a car. And it's putting pressure on a lot of young people. A lot of young people, even to think that, hey, my husband doesn't do this, or my boyfriend doesn't do this. How come he's taking her to Dubai? That pressure of trying to live like your relationship is perfect. Do you think that is also encouraging a lot of females and maybe some guys to live a life that they're not really living, the social media lie?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that people succumb to this media craze, and it's really unfortunate. But then that's the kind of pressure that especially the young people are put under, because we all have to measure up to a certain level, and if you're found wanting, then you're left out, and so we always want to catch up. I know people who would want to would do anything to get them on the screen. Look, I want to act Ajete, and like they're almost throwing themselves at you. It's so much. We live in a world where media, this platform that we have, has so much power, and so that being in that field gives you some sense of power and superiority, and so people will do anything. But I think that the media has a role, in trying to tone down on these things, so that we don't. And most of these guys who are flaunting or in there really don't have genuine happiness.
The big cars and everything.
It's all a facade. It's all trying to sustain a living standard that they struggle to on a daily basis. There are a few who can, naturally, but I think that there's so much pressure coming in from the media.
Okay, we're almost out of time on this, but just before we wrap up, yes, okay, yeah, you choosing love, but the realities are people have real bills to pay. You still have to buy your electricity, and that if maybe you're in love with somebody, but sometimes you look elsewhere for something better. If your situation is not right, because some people say, I'm here today, but tomorrow I'm looking for other things.
You're already married, or you're still
dating? Let's go for the marriage day. I can't go there.
Yeah, because when you are dating, then you are dating. So of course you have.
You can look.
That's why I say that. That's what I said. Say, if you are dating, your eyes supposed to be very wide.
So after marriage, eye shut.
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So because if you get married, actually children come in, then you started having problems. The children are now struggling. It caused a whole lot of problems.
Struggling children.
So
shouldn't suffer.
Yes, I disagree, Paolo. I disagree there. Look, I mean, dating is the foundation that will lead eventually to marriage. And so, of course, if you're dating, then you're committed to that dating process. You're looking out for what you're hoping that can be sustained.
Yeah, you only look around if you're not happy. If you know
if things don't go well, that.
But don't be looking because of money situations.
Don't.
Actually, I think I use dating as like you are not in. Well, sometimes I'm a little bit confused about Ghana dating because for me, dating actually is like I'm not having a relationship with you yet. We are going out.
So the beginning part, testing.
Yeah. Okay. So when we get into a relationship, even the first day, second day, third date, I'm still actually evaluating things. Yeah. After I say something to you, then I have to start committing myself. So before that, I can't just meet you. We go out.
Some people date for a year. Yeah. Some people date for a year. Some people date for 6 months before they say they're committed. Some people are dating after 10 years. They're still dating.
Yeah, but here in Ghana, when you say, "Oh, I'm dating this guy," actually, they even started sleeping together already, and they say they are dating, but it's no more dating. They are
so dating, you shouldn't be giving up the goodies.
Yeah,
not yet.
But
maybe because of my understanding when it comes to dating.
Okay.
Dating, I'm not committing yet. You are not committing yet.
Maybe that's another topic for another day. Okay, I want to say a big thank you to my guest, Dr. Justice Appiah Kubi, who's the Dean of Faculty at Dominion University, the lovely Mrs. I'm going to say Mrs.
Hey.
Mrs. But you know what I almost said. Oh no. Sister Derby, soon to be Mrs. ... If you're watching, maybe time for your application. And last but not least, the lovely Ajete Anna.